inbox. There's their story and everything.
Also, too, Melina, the director, she's amazing. She worked with Beyonce. She has a new movie called Queen and Slim that's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Black and Blue is out, right now. I haven't got a chance to see it yet. But we need you all. We need you all to tell and to amplify our fights. Because Jason is a friend of mine. He's a director. He did Stranger Fruit for Mike Brown. He's doing another one on another known case. But he even put himself on the line to do a documentary on the Mike Brown case, which actually is forcing us to reopen that case of Mike Brown.
Wow.
So you all, even with this, even the directors and executive producers on Copwatch America, we was telling them of the huge weight and responsibility because they're going to make a difference. So I always say there's different positions in revolution. You don't have to be on the front lines with your fist up. You don't have to get, you don't have to be the voice, but you are the voice. By using your camera, by being an actor, by being a producer, with screenwriters. And I want to share this story very quickly about what Shar just said. My 4 cousins that were murdered by police was on my reservation in Pine Ridge, South Dakota. My mother was full-blood Oglala Lakota from Pine Ridge, South Dakota, and my dad is black from Brooklyn. And my family on my mother's side is all Native American, and my family is being murdered from meth, suicide. Every time I go home, I have to always prepare myself because it's the poorest community in the United States. I took these cameras to my reservation and I fought like hell, and it was so hard for me. I was hurt. Because I'm like, why do I have to fight for you all to come and see what's happening to Native Americans?
Wow.
We're not historical monuments. We're not just we talked about around Thanksgiving or so-called Columbus Day. We're still here, And so when we went and took the cameras, I brought some activists from Ferguson with me because I need help. I need more people to come and share. So I wanted them to hear and to listen and feel the land and feel my people and everything. And so they could go back and say, wow, we want to amplify these stories. So very quickly, it was all these families that was there. And one of them that hit me so hard was the family of Cowboy. Cowboy did something on the Rosebud Reservation. I don't know what he did. But the police was chasing him and they sicked dogs on Cowboy. They ended up arresting Cowboy. And when they arrested Cowboy, the first shift of police officers in this jail began to beat up Cowboy until they fractured his skull. Then the second shift of police officers beat up Cowboy some more, tied him to a chair, and then they sprayed mace down his throat and started laughing while it was fractured skull, skin off from the dogs, and he's beat up. The third shift of police officers beat up Cowboy some more.
Wow.
And then they ended up shooting him, and Cowboy is dead.
Wow.
This just happened in May. In May. This is just one of the hundreds of cases of recent time that is happening in Native American reservations.
Wow.
I told this story, I was just on the Breakfast Club last week, and I shared this story of Cowboy. The father of Cowboy called me 2 days ago and he said, oh, this is the thing. They did not get a police report. No officer even came knocking on the door and said, we killed your son.
Wow.
The mother found out about Cowboy through an employee that took pictures of her dead son.
Wow.
They're sending me these pictures today because I'm about to blast it on my social media to amplify this. The father of Cowboy told me that he finally got the police report from me talking about it on the Breakfast Club.
Wow.
And guess what it says on a freaking police report? that cowboy was dead on arrival. And the attorney dropped the case. This is the news that I just got.
Wow.
So these are the stories of now that we need you all. We need you all. From here in Atlanta, Oscar Kane was an amazing activist. He shut down these freeways when we were shutting down the freeways. His voice amplified and empowered everyone that listened to Oscar. And Oscar was an amazing activist, and they murdered him just in, I believe it was April, around the time of Nipsey Hussle, because we was both being hit with that, back to back. And they shot him in his back and he was unarmed.
Wow.
That's Oscar Kane, an activist that fought for you all. And no one is fighting for him, and he's dead. We need you all.
Wow. Yeah.
And so you asked, what can you do to help? What can you guys do? And it just keeps taking me back to Emmett Till and the photos that his mother allowed to be placed in black media. You guys are black media. You tell the story of this generation. We need you to tell the stories, because mainstream media is going to ignore this until we amplify it, because it's happening every single day. And we need to tell the stories of Oscar, Veltavius, Nicholas Thomas, Kane Rogers. It's just so many. And so you can use your talents to tell the story. We have social media now. You got YouTube. You got all these independent filmmakers and all of these individuals out here that can write the story. You know, there's more that Hate You gives. There's more when they see us. When they see us is nothing new. And I'll give you an example. I had a family come into my office. They told me about an aging R&B star who had their daughter in a sex cult. The next thing I know, I was in Blooming Murray talking about surviving R. Kelly.
Wow.
These stories are not just stories. They are people's life experience. And if you just tell their life experience, you will bring value back to our community, and you will be the next Ava, the next Oprah. Because the greatest advice I ever got was in 2009. I was taking on a bullying case, and we got a call from Chicago. And I went to Chicago, to Harpo Studio, and Oprah walked in, and I was in shock. It's Oprah. And so she walks in, and I say, "How you doing, Miss Winfrey?" And she's like, "How you doing, Mr. Griggs?" So I paused. And then, yeah, she knew my name. It was weird. And so at that point, something in the back of my head said, ask her the question, ask her the question. So I was like, okay. Oprah, what's the secret to your success? And she paused. She was like, that's a good question. The secret to my success is that I control my narrative.
Hello.
Now, I didn't understand what that meant.
Man, wow, wow.
Until about 4 years ago. You know what? Control your narratives means tell your story. Yep. Don't let anybody change your story.
That's right.
So you guys want to know the secret to the Oprah effect? Tyler knows it.
Tell your narrative.
Dr. Oz knows it. Dr. Phil knows it. So many people know it. Tell your story. So what we're asking you to do is tell your story.
Absolutely.
Don't wait for anybody else to tell it.
Awesome.
And then you will see the benefits.
Wow, wow, wow. Stop it up, stop it up. Can I just say one more thing? If I can leave y'all with anything, rewrite these titles, these news titles, these stories. When y'all see these stories, it's easier for media to research this stuff real quick, and if you go into the stories, you can see what's going on. Even when an officer was just charged, y'all, we just got an officer charged, but guess what the CNN headline read? Officer found not guilty of murder, but he was found guilty of
Aggravated assault. Got 12 years.
Aggravated assault, falsifying a report, all of this stuff, but the title read differently. So if y'all can do anything else, y'all, that's something I'm the queen of. I love rewriting the titles.
Yeah.
Rewrite the titles, tell them in other words, or tell them in real life what really happened. I need y'all to get those titles together and let them know what really is going on. Okay? Give it up, give it up. Shout out to PT2. Please support this show, Copwatch America, and support the Najaha, Gerald, and Char Bates. Thank you guys for coming to bring in ATL. Wow. Thank you. All right, I'm just wipe my tears up. All right, guys. So you guys feeling riled up? You guys inspired? How you guys feeling? Talk to me. Talk to me. All right, we have one more film for the night. The last film of the night. Give it up for Eli's Liquor Store.
Yeah.